The unpaid mechanic. Back in the 2000s, a mechanic running a small, independent repair shop was waiting for new customers when a man in an expensive convertible pulled in. The man explained that his car's transmission needed to be fixed, a job that was not only labor-intensive but also complex. The mechanic would need to remove, disassemble, repair, and reassemble the entire transmission. Despite the difficulty of the task, the mechanic took on the job and completed it flawlessly. Satisfied with his work, he called the car's owner to pick up the vehicle. However, when the owner arrived, he explained that he didn't have the full amount to pay the mechanic. He offered to pay half of the cost immediately and promised to pay the rest in about a week. This was the first red flag for the mechanic. Although disheartened, he reluctantly agreed to the arrangement, trusting the man's word. Weeks turned into months, and the remaining payment never came. Frustrated, the mechanic decided to call the car owner himself to ask when he would pay the remaining amount. What the man said next left the mechanic stunned. The convertible owner replied that now that he had the car with him, he felt that he had no reason to pay him. At first, the mechanic became righteously furious, but then he came up with a smarter way to handle the situation and get some revenge in the process. Under state law, he discovered he had a mechanic's lien, giving him the legal right to claim and sell the car to cover the unpaid debt. Wasting no time, the mechanic called a towing company to repossess the car. The convertible was taken to a recycling center, where it was completely demolished. The scrap metal and parts were sold, and the mechanic recovered the rest of the payment he was owed. When the car's owner found out what had happened, he was livid. He stormed into the repair shop and even called the police, demanding that the mechanic be arrested. However, after the mechanic calmly explained the situation, the police determined it was not a criminal matter and left it to be settled in court. The convertible owner went as far as suing the mechanic, but the lawsuit ultimately went nowhere. The mechanic, having followed the law to the letter, had the last laugh.